The art of being alone. The truth is, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Being alone can be a choice. Like, I'm going to stand alone. I'm going to be by myself for however long. Now, being lonely is a feeling. It feels like you can be disconnected. It can sometimes feel like you're unwanted. See, the reason why I say, hey, I'm alone and I'm not lonely is specific. I chose to be alone. I choose to be by myself because I love it. I understand what it is. I love peace. And sometimes being around people does not bring me peace. Now, when I'm alone, I don't feel lonely because I'm with me, myself, and I. And I realized that that was enough. Now, some people are alone, but they feel lonely because they miss people. They miss being around a group, a crowd of people. That's where they get their energy. Now, me, I get my energy from being by myself. A lot of people think being alone, there's something wrong with that. Like it's an issue or like it's a disease. Oh, you an introvert? Or you like to be by yourself? Couldn't be me. Now, you must not have no friends. And it's like this. No. I'm selective with the people that's in my life. I don't just have people around just to have people around. I curated me so much that the people that are around me have to do something that's significant for me to appreciate them. They have to be dope people, interesting people. They have to be great people, kind-hearted people. I don't just have people around me just to have them around me. So if you not that, then I'd rather be alone because I know that I have all of these qualities. Now, some people, they don't care about quality people. So when they by themselves, sometimes it feels like they running from something. And I always wonder, like, yo, why do people that be around people all the time and still be miserable, why do they do that still? Because I understand that misery loves company. But alone loves peace. When you by yourself, it's more peaceful. And not only are people running from something, the truth is it feels like people are running from themselves. They don't like them. So they need to be around other people to make them feel better about themselves. You ever had a friend who, hey, they always hang out with people who are doing worse than them because they need that person for a validation that my life isn't as bad. Now, me, I always try to surround myself if I'm around people with people that are doing better than me. So I can admire what they got going on. I ain't a hater. I like what you got going on. I respect what you got going on. That don't make me feel less because I'm comfortable with me. I can stand in a room by myself and be fine. I can do nothing and not feel like my day is passing me by because I understand that I like peace. I like to be centered and I like me. When I was younger, I always thought that you needed to have plans. Plans equals fulfillment. Doing things, whether it was important or not, meant that you were succeeding in life. Oh, if I ain't get a phone call today, I feel like I'm a loser. Or if I don't have multiple different plans on my itinerary, I don't feel like I'm doing nothing. And the truth is this: I was running from me. Once I stopped running from myself and started learning me, I started appreciating me more. So once I started appreciating me and pouring into me more, I stopped worrying about everybody else and what everybody else got going on. I stopped needing the validation. I stopped needing the thing that everybody needs and looks as success. Oh, I got a million people around me. I got a million friends. But how many of them quality? I realized that it was quality over quantity. And sometimes the real quality is just you. And unless you pour into yourself and invest into yourself, then guess what? The quality ain't gonna be you. You're gonna need a whole bunch of multiple different people just to be complete one version of you. And once I understood that, I knew something was different. To be honest with you, the best text I ever got was never mind. Like when you going through life and people say, hey, we supposed to be doing something. And then they hit you, never mind. You be like, that's the best feeling. Cancel plans on me. I'm cool with that. I love that. People don't understand why you choose to be alone. People think if you choose to be alone, that you don't have any other options. And I be laughing because I'm like, yo, I choose to be alone because I chose me. And that's when you see that, that's the lack of options. You got to change your mind. You got to change your perspective. If I'm alone, I'm choosing quality because I'm quality. If I'm choosing spending time with myself over another person, I made the right choice. Once you get to a point in your life where you've elevated your brain, you elevated yourself, you poured into you, you invested into you, then it's gonna be hard for you just to be around everybody else. I done got bougie. Being around me so long, I done got bougie. Like I got the best taste in music. I like the best shows. I like the best foods. I get around other people and I don't like what they like. I appreciate me. Once you start appreciating you, you'll understand that sometimes it's better being alone. I got this quote. This quote says, once you learn how to enjoy your own company, you stop accepting company from other people. Once you learn how to enjoy your own company, you stop accepting company from other people. People feel like if I'm going to be alone, then I must be lonely. Boy, are they wrong. You know what I never understood growing up? I never understood that the evolution of life was when you young, you got a million friends because it's about quantity. When you get older, you get more refined like wine and it's about quality. You want to spend your time different because when you get older, you realize time has value. Time is way more expensive than money. Who are you spending your time with? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you wasting your time? I don't like to waste my time. That's why I like to spend time with me. I don't like to waste a moment, a second. We look at life when we young like we got all this time in the world. And when you get older and you get around some older people, they always tell you, hey, time go like that. Spend it wisely. Time is way more important than money. Spend it wisely. Everybody that I ever grew up with, they told me that. Because I always grew up with older people. And they also had some other funny slangs that was funny too. Like my uncle, he crazy as hell. He was on Facebook talking about, hey, there you go, mac and cheese. I'm like, mac and cheese? What you mean by that? He talking about, yeah, you slicker than mac and cheese. I ain't never heard no shit like that before in my life, but that's just how he talk. But what I learned from him is he always tell me this. Life is important. Treat your life like you treating $1. And I said, what you mean by that? He said, you got to spend every single day like it's your last. Tomorrow ain't promised. And he always say, hey, if you had $1 million, but you knew it was going to disappear tomorrow, would you spend your $1 million? And I said, yeah, I spent all my $1 million. He said, would it be worth it? I said, yeah. He said, spend every day like that. Spend every day like you got $1 million in your pocket. You got to have your chin up, your chest out, because everybody don't have what you have. You got two eyes, you got a mouth, you got to be grateful for everything you got. And most of all, you got you. And I always wondered why he would say stuff like that, like, yeah, I got me, but he be like, no, 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 no. When you get older, you'll realize it. You got you. At the end of the day, you got you. We ain't got all the friends that we used to have. He older, so most of his friends is gone. And he said, yo, when you end up with you start treating you differently. So I took that advice. I treat me differently. And there's an art to being alone. And just like that, this the Introvert Club Podcast, y'all. This podcast is for the people who think too much, feel too much, and do not always have the right words to say. And it's just like that.